How's it going? This is Hoiman and today we're taking a look at the Amiibo Luigi figure. So this figure is obviously based on his illustration from Smash Bros. For Wii U, and I think for the most part they did a really good job. The pose of the figure really captures the illustration and it pretty much looks like Luigi from all angles as well. So looking at Luigi's face, I feel that they've really captured the likeness of his character. Looks just like Luigi from all angles. And for the most part, it's really well sculpted and the paintwork is really clean as well. But I will say there are some seam lines that do kind of detract from his head a bit. Like the seam line that runs across his entire cap. It's quite visible. Same for the seam line that runs around his nose where they connected his nose to his face, but I suppose that can't really be helped. And then there's a slight seam line that runs across on the sides of his face as well, but those aren't as noticeable. But overall it isn't too bad. Like I said, the paintwork is very nice and clean. The eyes are very nice and clean. Same for the L on his cap. And then the mustache and his hair is very bold and clean as well. And then as for shading on the face, there isn't really any going on, so it's pretty much just base colors. Moving down to the outfit, the overalls are really nicely sculpted, and then there's a lot of denim texture as well, which really adds to this figure and really makes this figure pop. There's just a lot of realistic fabric texturing in the sculpt. It makes this figure more detailed overall. And then there's slight darker washes in the blues as well to kind of make it more detailed and give it more depth. And then the gold painted buttons are nice and metallic, so they stand out really well. And then the green is a base color, but there's very slight shading going through. So it just kind of adds a little bit more detail, and they are very well sculpted as well. And then both hands are really well sculpted, and it's pretty much just a solid white, so not too much shading or detail going on. And that's the same for the shoes, so it's mainly just solid brown, but they are well sculpted overall. And then you have the transparent stand to keep the figure steady, which looks fine I suppose. And then the base itself is the Smash logo, so reminiscent from the game. And then the bottom you just have some legal stuff. So overall this is a really solid Luigi figure and probably one of the most detailed ones as well, just because of all the texturing and detail on his overalls. It just adds that more realism and detail to this small figure. And then there isn't really a whole lot of shading going on, but for the shading that it does have, it does add a bit more detail to the figure and just brings this overall figure to life as well. And I don't really have too much gripes with this figure. It's mainly just with the seam lines that I mentioned around his face, but other than that, this is a very nice and solid looking Luigi figure, and if you're a fan of this character or the games, then I can recommend this figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.